Hi, everybody. So, we are finishing our Psalm 23 devotion today, and it's verse 6, which says this: Surely your goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. So, I think this really is a verse of two halves, both good halves. The first half, your goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life. Or I'm sure another version says goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life. I just think that is talking about, well, it's talking about all of our life, right? But it's certainly talking about life on this earth, in this imperfect world where actually some days feel like misery, some days look like death, some days look like mourning, some days just are pretty depressing. Some days are full of stress. Some days it feels like everyone's against you. But your goodness and love follow me all the days of my life. So he's constantly, God is a character who is faithful, and he is constantly following us with goodness and love. His love is always there. It never changes, and his goodness never ever changes. So we've got other promises, and we've already done promises on how he works all things together for the good of those who love him. So when we're in horrendous situations, we know that God will take that situation and he will bring the best out of it for us at some point, even if it's not that day. But in that day, we can know that all the days of our life, that his goodness and his mercy, his goodness and his love are following us. So that's a promise we can rely on in the bad place as well as in the good place. And then the second half of the verse, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. So perhaps on those days where you don't really feel his presence, on those days where sometimes I guess we go through times when we doubt he's even there. And that can happen even when you've known him for years. But actually, when we look at this, I've just noticed I've got washing on the chair behind me. I'm so sorry. It's just a load of old socks. How professional. So anyway, sorry, back to the devotional. And I'll dwell in the house of the Lord forever. When we don't know his presence with us sometimes, we don't feel it. His presence is always with us. But one day we will dwell in his presence. We will know his presence, his tangible presence forever when we are in eternity with him. When heaven is here, when we are in heaven, we will dwell in his presence. We will dwell in right there with him forever. And when you just think about those moments where you really, really know him close, those moments, perhaps it's when you get a rhema word when you're reading the Bible, or when he really comes through for you, or when you connect with him hugely in prayer or worship, suddenly everything else fades into almost nothing. And I just think, wow, we've got an eternity in his presence to look forward to. So I hope that really gives you encouragement for today and for tomorrow. God bless you, and see you soon. Bye-bye.